The Illusion and Reality is the section we are on, page 337. If you want to open, it's chapter 16, section 4. We're talking about, in this particular section, we're talking about something that the Course talks about, which are special relationships, special hate relationships and special love relationships. They're all the same, it tells us. All special relationships. Look at the third paragraph. We've already discussed those first two paragraphs. Actually went through 3 too as well, but we're going to read that. I'm just going to read that one over because I think it's a nice jump into the rest of it. It says in the third paragraph of this section, the special love relationship is an attempt to limit the destructive effects of hate by finding a haven in the storm of guilt, meaning that we find these special people or things who think like us, that in this crazy, hateful, angry, mixed up world can help us feel better about ourselves. For example, we can have a special relationship with A Course in Miracles. Thank God for the Course, or we wouldn't be able to survive the craziness of this world. It's not the Course that's your salvation, it's love that's our salvation. The Course is just a tool that helps us to remember. It cannot save you. There's nothing to be saved. You're already safe. So what it's trying to tell us is we like to, in this world, find things that are good. These are helpful. These are bad. You know, this is a good relationship. This is a bad one. This is a good political party, a bad political party. It's a good thought, a bad thought. A good place to live, a bad place to live. I used to know somebody who thought Las Vegas was evil. Don't ever go there. Really? A place? A place? Yeah. You know, are there places that are more inclined to cater to people's compulsive behaviors? Yes, there may be, but it is not bad. It is not a place that is holy or unholy. So these kind of ideas we need to look at, and they come out, and people don't get upset because they come out. This is great. That they come up is wonderful. You know, when we start healing our minds, when we start setting in our stillness, crazy, fearful, judgmental, guilty, angry thoughts come up. That's not bad. That's good. Love brings up everything unlike itself. That's good. You want to get this out. You want to look at it clearly so that it can be healed. You don't want it setting down in there. That's what this is talking about. The special relationship is an attempt to limit the destructive effects of hate by finding a haven in the storm of guilt. You don't want to find a haven. You want to find fear intolerable. You want to find no place where fear can glom onto you. You don't want it anymore. You want it to come up and for you to look at it and go, I have no need of this anymore. I don't want to hold on to hateful thoughts about people who are doing X, Y, Z because the whole world joins me in hating that person with the X, Y, Z because we all agree that was a bad person. That doesn't help me. And I'm not saying that we condone the action. What do we do? According to the workbook lesson we did tonight, it says right there, and when it says, so still I waited for love and for my coming home, that I will turn away no longer from the holy face of Christ. That I will turn away no longer from the holy face of Christ, from becoming aware of it within myself and becoming aware of it within my brother. So the special love relationship, and I will repeat this is my third time reading this because it's a good one, is an attempt to limit the destructive effects of hate by finding a haven in the storm of guilt. The special love relationship makes no attempt to rise above the storm into the sunlight. On the contrary, the special love relationship emphasizes that guilt is outside of the haven by attempting to build barricades against it and keeping them within. The special love relationship is not perceived as value in itself, but as a place of safety from which hatred is split off and kept apart. When I am here, I am safe. When I am here, I do not feel, it's, again, I go back to that song, you and me against the world. Sometimes it feels like you and me against the world, but honey, we're going to make, until you let me, until you don't put the toilet seat down, until you forget to take the garbage out. on Thursdays, and I have to do it. You know, when you don't pick the right thing up at the grocery store, after I've told you so many times exactly what it looks like and texted it to you. You know, all of these things that we do. You know? But these are the things, that's why it tells us the special love relationship is not perceived as a value in itself, but as a place of safety from which hatred is split off and kept apart. The special love partner is acceptable only as long as he serves his purpose. I always like it that this is where I love the male pronoun in the course. Okay, hatred can enter and indeed is welcome in some aspects of the relationship, but it is still held together by the illusion of love. If the illusion goes, this is when you have big trouble. The relationship is broken or becomes unsatisfying on the grounds of disillusionment. Now, what does that mean? What that means is the illusion goes, if it's held together by the illusion of love, and if the illusion goes, and we've seen that, that's when relationships end. Because I thought you were like this, but apparently all the time you were really like this.
Conditional love.
This is why, and which is conditional love by the definition of love is not love, right? It's love based on you do X, Y, Z for me, and love can never be conditional. And so that's why it's easy. The Course spends a lot of times talking about special love relationships. It's easy to see special hate relationships, right? Just look around. It's anything that we all kind of agree on is terrible. Boko Haram is terrible. ISIS is really tough. Terrible out there, beheading people. This is awful. You know, some of these are terrible. You can have special hate relationships we all agree on. Special love relationships are supposed to kind of save us, become our salvation in this world of this storm, until I finally realized that person is not who they pretended to be. And then I realized that special love can so quickly turn to special hate, and they are gone. Now, with that said, every relationship starts out as a special one. Did you know that? And that's where people go, oh, I have a holy relationship with my partner. And then you see him a couple of years later. Well, that person was a jerk. Believe me, I was, you know. But it was really special. Every relationship, the Course says, starts out as a special relationship. Hate is easy to see. Love is harder to see. But what that means is that person is going to save you. No one can save you except you. Well, you don't need to be saved. You're at home. You have your identity. What is your identity? Look at these great lessons. You need nothing. Love which created me is what I am. That's who you are. You need someone else to save you. The relationship, a special relationship, begins its process of transforming into a holy relationship when you see yourself complete and the other person sees themselves complete, and we are in a giving and receiving relationship where you do not have to fulfill me or fill me. I am filled and full and fulfilled within myself, and we become helpful to each other. Does it fluctuate back and forth in neediness and special love and special hate? You betcha. You betcha. But that's the process of healing. So that's why this is such a great section. It's always telling you when it becomes special, in the process of it being transformed into a holy relationship. And again, this is not just something you have with a partner. This is something you have with thought systems and with the world. Like I said, you can have a special relationship, a special love relationship with a thought system like A Course in Miracles. You know, that's why the Course is always telling you, purpose of this course is to eventually throw the book away. That you are to the place where you are having communication constantly with the Holy Spirit. This is just a tool to teach you how to listen. Just like a yoga mat. A yoga mat doesn't, you know, one of these days you can throw your yoga mat away, right? You wouldn't go, oh, I have to throw my yoga mat away. Well, the yoga mat doesn't heal you, does it? It's something that you put down so that you can do the things you need to do. The Course is just a tool to teach you how to do the things you need to do. It's like a yoga mat. One of these days you're just going to get rid of it.